8 p.m. on the East Coast, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. It's Friday morning, and it's 1 a.m. in London. And of course, in Tokyo, Japan, we have 10 a.m. Everybody's having breakfast over there. And it's a Thursday over here with us. We're coming to you live direct from New York City. Hi, everybody. My name is Frank Allan. The name of the show is called Talk Back Live. And thank you so much for being along with us. We're here every Thursday at this time, every Thursday between 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern. We're on the East Coast, so we're Eastern. And for those of you who are on another coast, of course, you're going to set your clocks accordingly. We thank you for being along with us. And the purpose of the show, as you already know, if you're a newbie, we'll tell you more about it. But if you're here, like every week, well, you already know the protocol. We bring you in and we generate conversation so all of us could talk together in any way we'd like to. We could talk sports, we could talk what's happening in the news, and anything that you talk about, it's all open to you. I, as the host, will start initiating conversation. Of course, you can break it anytime you want by typing in with your little fingers, and I'll see you right there up on the screen, and we'll all talk together. And of course, as we engage you in conversation, we want you to come on in and tell your friends about us. As a matter of fact, we're coming in to you in your homes, your offices, or wherever you may be at the breakfast table. We're coming to you there. And what we want you to do, if you're watching us on Facebook, because that's what we're doing, we're here on Facebook, we're here on YouTube, and we're on Instagram as well. And everybody's hanging out. So, if you're watching us on Facebook, tag your friend right now. You have a lot of friends, I know. Tag them all, bring them in. If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to check out our YouTube channel and please subscribe to it. That's the most important thing, because when you do that, you will never miss a show, because every time we broadcast live, or even if we post something like a video that's entertaining or something, you will be notified. You'll have a notification there for you, and you'll never miss a show too. And those of you who are watching us on Instagram, all you have to do is follow us, and we hope that you do follow us each week. Now, if you're here for the very first time, I gave you all of that information, and we hope that you come in each week at the same time each week and be part of us, be part of this family, because this is what we do. And tell your friends about it, and tell their friends about it, and tell their other friends about it, and we'll have a great show doing this for you. Thank you so much for being along with us. Thank you, all of you who are watching. Thank you, doctors, nurses, lawyers, all transit workers, mom and pop store operators, all of the people who keep things running, the police department, the firefighters, all of you guys who make everything possible to keep us all safe in all of our cities and countries. Thank you so much for that, because you already know that this pandemic is still going on, and we're trying to get by it. It's one of those things that all of us are involved in, and all of us have to live with for at least for the time being. And we're going to bypass this thing, and we hope that you do your part by getting vaccinated. There's a lot of places where you can go. You can go to your doctors. Some of your doctors, your primary doctors, may have doses of them, a supply of whatever. And we have three on the market. You already know that. We have Moderna, we have Pfizer, and we have J&J. All vaccinations for your choice. For the J&J, all you have to do is just take one shot. And 2 months after that, you take another shot, take your booster. Now, as far as booster shot goes, right now it's from 65 up. Now, pretty soon, and it could be in a couple of days, maybe tomorrow, who knows? We're getting the green light for all adults to get vaccinated. We got kids being vaccinated from 5 to I think 11, something like that. And so we're waiting for that, notification. So if you're not at the age of 65 and up, don't worry about it. It's coming soon. And wait around for it. And then you can get vaccinated, but just keep an ear out open on the news, and they'll let you know. So we're waiting for that information, for the permission for all of us to get vaccinated. And again, if you're going to be vaccinated, now this is what I do, all right? I'm one who have taken Pfizer from the beginning, all right? Now, whatever vaccinations that you take, some people, like I say, take J&J, some Moderna, and some Pfizer. Now, they say it's safe to mix and match. Okay, I'm not for one, but then that would be up to you. All right. But me, I personally stick with Pfizer. As a matter of fact, just last week, was it last week? I took my booster shot. I took my booster, so I'm all set. Now, the reason why it's very important for those of you who are fully vaccinated to get boosters is because you already know the winter surge is on its way. You know what that means, right? That means the disease is more vulnerable, especially to people who have not been vaccinated at all. Just to let you know that vaccinations are available to you as well. When and if you decide to do so, it's all there. It's free. You don't have to pay a dime for it. And that's the good part about it. Now, some of you work essential jobs, of course, and those essential jobs may require that you do take vaccinations because, for instance, teaching, that's an essential job. If you're around people like that, and if you're working in hospitals, of course, you want to be vaccinated, all right? Because if you don't take care of yourself, then you certainly cannot take care of the people that you're working with, like your patients, for those of you who work in hospitals. And for all of you school teachers, you don't want to be around the kids and if you're not vaccinated and they are, or they're not, or whatever, you want to make sure that everybody is safe, right? Continue to wear your mask. That's needed too. And I think this winter people are going to stick more to those masks than they did like during the summer, being that winter surge is coming in. And so we want to take care of ourselves. Hand sanitizer too. That's another thing. You want to do that. Make sure you got all of that in mind and all of that for your safety. And it helps you, it helps me, it helps the people around you, your loved ones, all of your neighbors. Thanksgiving, as you know, is coming up, right? And what you want to do, you want to make sure that you're going to be around your family. From Fauci, as far as Fauci is concerned, he says that what you should do, if you're going to take a trip, all right, if you're going to be around a lot of family over the holiday, and a lot of you are, and I encourage you that you do, you want to see your loved ones, I understand that. A good, safe thing to do is get tested, even if you're fully vaccinated. Even if you're fully vaccinated, get tested to and fro. In other words, when you go, before you get vaccinated, before you go to see your family, take the test, take a test, right? It's a quick test. And then when you come back from the flight, or if you're taking a flight or a bus, whatever, you engage with a lot of people, when you come back home, take it again. Make sure that you're safe. And for those of you, it's needless to say, if anyone have at any point caught the virus or COVID-19, of course, you want to do your 10-day quarantine, stay away from others until that 10 day is up, and then it'll help you out a bit. Now, those of you who are taking vaccinations, that's good. Now, a lot of people will say, well, you know something, I'm not going to take it. All right. On this show, we promote it. We promote it on this show because, we believe in it. And the rest is up to you. The rest is up to you. So I urge you, for those of you who really want to keep yourself safe and healthy, I urge you all to get vaccinated. And that's the bottom line. Not because I said so. That's really the bottom line. Anyway, if you have information, you get information where to get vaccinated. You get information where to get tested. I have a number, and I'm pretty sure in your local area, wherever you are, you will have a number, and of course, websites to get you where you want to go. There are a lot of centers and tents that are set up in the streets where they will test you if you need it, and places to go get to register or to make an appointment to get vaccinated. In some cases, you could just walk right in and get vaccinated. And again, I lay it on your lap each week. It's up to you to say yay or nay. You're an adult, you know better. And of course, a lot of people will not take it because of religious reasons or maybe medical reasons, whatever. But it is it's a safe thing to do. And we hope that you do it. Okay, and that's it. But anyway, let me give you a number. It's the COVID-19 number. Those of you who are watching us on Facebook and YouTube, of course, on Facebook, you see up there, I think, depending on how you're watching the show, the information will be up on top of this, or over here, or over there, or down there. Depends, right? You'll see the information up there, and you'll see it's right there, and I have it there for you. It says COVID-19 test. And those of you who are watching us on YouTube, look in the chat area, look in the chat box, right? You'll see it's very, very top in the chat box, it's right there. It's always there at the beginning. And and for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, I'll have to orally give you the information, the number. It's a COVID-19 test. It's a local number for New York City, but I'm pretty sure it will get you places. And of course, if you live outside of New York City, outside of the country, there are places in your area. But here's a number for you. It's 718-638-7682. Again, that's 718-638-7682. And that's called COVID-19 test. That's a hotline number that you can get in touch with somebody or someone if you have questions about COVID-19 and where to go to get vaccinated, anything like that, anything to that nature. They can give you that information. I think you can talk to someone live. I never called the number, but I'm told that you can call someone and you can talk to someone live, and any kind of questions that you may have about it, anything that concerns you, even the vaccination, even if that concerns you, call them, talk to someone, and those of you who have been vaccinated, talk to someone, let them know that you're still here, you're still standing, and it's not going to harm you. And so there you go. We thank you once again. Thank you. It's now coming up to 12 minutes past the hour later on in the program. And it's not too far away, just a few minutes from now. Brian Kemp will be here via telephone from Charlotte, North Carolina. And he's got sports for us on Sports Update, the latest developments in today's world of sports. That's coming up in just a few minutes. He's going to give us that. We're going to talk about that. Later on, also in the program, I will give you this day in history. I'll run that down to you. And then also, we're going to give you those classic movies that you enjoy, direct from Turner Classic Movies. We have my picks of the week for the weekend. All right, and all of that is coming up, and it's all coming up in the show. And of course, you and I, too. And again, if you have anything to say, please feel free. I'll see you right there. And those of you who are just sitting idle, that's okay too. That's okay too, as long as you're there. We thank you for, if you can't spend a whole hour with us, we thank you for whatever little time that you can spend with us. But of course, we hope that you would stay with us for the whole entire hour. We'll be here. We ate up a lot of time already. Oh, good news. I'm very happy about one thing. This week, our president, President Joe Biden, and I was really happy about it. I actually saw it live on TV. I wanted to witness it for myself. The signing of the infrastructure bill, that took place this week, right? A couple of days ago, right? That took place. And I am so happy about it. It's I think it's $1.2 trillion that was granted. And everybody's going to get a slice of the pie. And I'm particularly about happening here in New York. Of course, we need a lot of work done in New York, as of course I'm pretty sure you do in your areas, wherever you are too. And New York City, I mean, we were all excited about it. We're excited about it. The New York City Transit Authority, well, I used to call it the Transit Authority. They call it the MTA. That's the Metro Transit Association. And subways and buses, they're going to not hike the fares for at least 6 months. No fare hike, at least for 6 months, at least for the next 6 months. That's looking good, only because of the fact that we're going to be getting that money in, so it's very good. Also, no service cuts for at least 3 years. Yeah, that's another good thing. For those of you who ride the subways and the buses in New York City, this is what's happening here. Okay, we're not going to get any fare hikes for the next 6 months, and no cutbacks in service for the next 3 years. I'm happy about that. I'm really happy about that. So everything is starting to take shape, and of course, we have Thanksgiving coming up. We're going to talk about that. We also have people New Year's. Oh, they're getting ready for that. They're getting ready for the Thanksgiving parade in New York City. I'm pretty sure they have Thanksgiving parades all around the world, wherever you are. But ours are coming up, pretty soon. As a matter of fact, that's next week. And speaking of that, now next week, this is we're not going to be here next week because of Thanksgiving. We're taking off next week here on Talkback Live, and we will be back here on the following week. But I'll repeat all of that information to you even before we go off the air. All right, so you'll know. The coffee hour too. We're taking off next week. Anyway, I am going to the phones right now, and I am going to talk to a man who decided that he's going to leave New York. He still loves it, but he loves where he is right now because the weather is much more better out there where he is. Brian Kent with the latest developments in today's world of sports update. Brian, how are you?
I'm doing fine, and you? The weather's a little bit better, 66 degrees out here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Wow.
Known as the Queen City. And it's been a pretty good day. Seasonal weather.
We went to 69 today. Can you believe that?
Oh, well, we was up in the 70s.
Okay.
We was up in the 70s. They said it was going to be like 75, 76 degrees.
Oh, okay.
But right now it's 66. And
okay.
I know there's a cold front coming in this way. I know there's a cold front coming up in New York as well.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, if people out there in their sleeveless shirts, and tonight it's going to be cold. Now they have to wrap up. And if you're going out, just bundle up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a guy today walking in his shorts with his dog, walking in with his shorts on. So then anything that's a little bit like in the 70s, people still wearing their shorts.
Yeah. Yeah.
But hello, good evening to everybody out there that's watching on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and everywhere else. We'll get to sports. A lot of sports is happening in the news and also tonight. But first, let me give you the news. NFL Hall of Famer linebacker Sam Huff died at the age of 87 this past week, early this week. The hard-hitting linebacker who helped the New York Giants reach the 6 NFL title games from the mid-50s to the early 60s, and later became a popular player and announcer in Washington. Huff always will be remembered as the ferocious, and he used to hit hard too. I wasn't around, but when you read up and look up history and books, you find out that and watch highlights. He was a ferocious middle linebacker. He also played in the 4-3 scheme. Now, 4-3 scheme means that you have 4 down linemen and 3 linebackers. That's why they call it the 4-3. And some defenses have 3-4, which is 3 linemen and 4 linebackers. But he developed it by fellow Hall of Famer Tom Landry, who's a former Giant and former Dallas Cowboy legendary coach. Huff's career spanned from 1956 to 1969. His major regret was only winning 1 championship during that span. I don't know why he would regret that. It was a team sport, but I guess he felt that his team could have won more than one. And after retiring as a player, Huff coached for a year with Washington in 1970, and he soon took on a job in marketing with Marriott and worked until 1998. So rest in peace to the Huff family for Sam Huff. Major League Baseball, December 1st, expiration date is for the collection bar agreement, which ends, which will be followed by a lockout of the players and the indefinite shutdown of the sport. So here we go again. We might have another shutdown in baseball until they come together and come to agreement. In basketball, the NBA has fined Minnesota Timberwolves $250,000 for what it says was a violation of league rules that prevent teams from arranging or paying for off-season practice or group workout sessions for their players outside the team's home market. That means that was what they were doing. Basically, they was not following protocol where they was supposed to have been in their home market, in their home area practicing, but they was all over. Now, according to the NBA, the violation occurred as a result of the Timberwolves player activities that took place, like I just said, out of at the home of new minority owner Alex Rodriguez in Miami, known as A-Rod. He has a house in Miami. So that's what happens. Sad news. Staples Centers is getting a new name starting Christmas Day this year. It will be called the Krypton.com Arena. I want to say it again. Crypto, the CRYPTO.com Arena. Now, the downtown Los Angeles home of the NBA's Lakers and Clippers, NHL hockey team, the Kings, and the WNBA Sparks will change its name after 22 years of operation. Now, Krypton.com is paying $700 million. $700 million just for the name change. Now, the 20,000-seat arena has been Staples Center since it opened up in October of 1999 with the naming rights owned by American Office Supplies retail company under a 20-year agreement. That's where Staples, where we get all our office supplies, our retail store where we get the kids all their school goodies and their supplies and everything. It was named after Staples, and so along with the sports tenants, the arena had hosted 19 Grammy Awards ceremonies, 3 NBA All-Star games, 2 NHL All-Star games, that's hockey, and a countless of high-profile concerts, performances, and important public events, including the memorial for Michael Jackson,
right,
Nipsey Hussle, and Kobe Bryant. You remember that?
Yeah. I remember that.
So,
I was just getting ready to break in and say, didn't they have Michael Jackson's memorial there? But so I was right.
Yeah, it was Michael Jackson, Nipsey Hussle, who's the rapper, and Kobe Bryant.
Nipsey Russell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant was there a couple of years ago for his memorial. And so there's no more Staples Center.
Yeah.
Hockey. The Ottawa Senators, the next 3 games has been postponed because of COVID-19 outbreak. Yes, the weather's getting cold again. It's getting cooler.
Yeah.
That means this virus is far from over.
Yeah.
The first game this season that the league has had to postpone for COVID-19. Now, the Senators were due to travel to New Jersey to face the Devils this past Tuesday before returning home for games against Nashville, which is the Nashville Predators, on Thursday, which is tonight, and the New York Rangers on Saturday. Their next scheduled game after that is Monday, November 22nd, at the Colorado Avalanche. Now, our Senators had 10 players and assistant coach Jack Capono test positive for COVID-19 over the past days. So, okay, everybody, I hope everybody's listening to this. This virus is not over yet. Speaking about this COVID virus, in soccer, reality star Kim Kardashian West helps fly Afghanistan women's soccer team to safety in London early today after being flown from Pakistan with the help of a New York rabbi, Premier League, and Leeds United. A plane chartered by Kardashians carrying more than 30 teenage players and their families, about 130 people in all, landed at Stagnated Airport near London. The players will spend 10 days in coronavirus quarantine before starting new lives in Britain. Britain and other countries evacuated thousands of Afghans in a rushed airlift as Kabul fell to the Taliban. Remember that in August when they was trying to get all these Americans out and other people out as well? Well, this is a part of it, why Kim Kardashian did this. Now, women playing sports was seen as a political act of defiance against the Taliban. And hundreds of female athletes have left Afghanistan since the group returned to power and began curbing women's education and freedoms. So, this is like, in this country, in Afghanistan, the Islamic country, they do not allow this with the women. And so this is what they had to do. And congratulations. I'm glad that Kim Kardashian not a big fan of the Kardashian family, but this is something that I'm glad that she took part of.
Yeah, that was nice for her to do that.
Rewarding.
Yeah, that was nice for her to do that.
Yes, yes, it was. You know,
was that her own private plane, or is this something that she just chartered herself?
Well, I know that she tried to help a lot out in the past. She helped get a man exonerated, cleared from a crime that he did not commit.
That's right.
And Donald Trump, got to listen to her. Got to give him credit for at least for listening.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's a political move, but he give him benefit of doubt. He was help freed, and so this is what Kim Kardashian do for a living. She's into helping others and helping people.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
This day, November 18th, 1949, Jackie Robinson, National League batting leader, batted at .342, wins the National League MVP award. Jackie Robinson, 2 years into his baseball career, after he broke the color barrier, and when he as baseball was segregated for many years. 1951, former Chicago Cubs first baseman and future TV star of the Riflemen, Chuck Connors, is the first player to oppose the Major League Draft. Remember him, the Rifleman? He used to come on for a half hour.
Yep.
So, yeah, I remember that. I don't remember, but when I was born, and that's when they start playing the repeats, and was watching it in black and white.
Yeah.
Yep, Chuck Connors, he played baseball, and he was a TV star.
That's right.
1960, Charlie Finley makes a bid to purchase the expansion of LA Angels. 1966, Sandy Koufax announces his retirement due to arthritic left elbow. He was in his prime, too, and he had arthritis in the left elbow. He was a hard-throwing pitcher for the Dodgers, and he was fierce. He was good. 1970, Joe Frazier knocks out Bob Foster in 2 rounds for the heavyweight boxing title. 1980, despite missing 45 games, George Brett wins the American League MVP award. 1987, Chicago Cubs' Andre Dawson is the first player from a last-place club to win an MVP award for the National League. Yes, the first one. They were an awful team, but he had a wonderful season that year. In 1997, Dallas Maverick A.C. Green ties Randy Smith NBA record of 906 consecutive games. And that is sports.
Oh, you know, Chuck Connors, did you know he also played in Roots, Alex Haley Roots? Remember that?
That's right.
He was in there. He was a slave owner.
Yeah. He was the part he played in was with Ben Vereen.
Yeah.
He was playing as his father, and they was cockfighting with the the roosters the cocks, right? If I recall.
Yeah.
And they call him Chicken George.
Yeah, Chicken George. That's right. I got to review that movie again. I really wish they would show that movie again at some point, even if it's on a PBS channel. I would love to see that, because that's a timely movie. Everybody's still talking about it, but I really wish they would, play it again.
So many stars that was in that series.
Oh.
That, my goodness, I don't know where to begin, from Ed Asner to LeVar Burton.
Yeah.
It was John Amos, and my favorite, Richard Roundtree. And,
yeah.
Leslie Odom.
Yeah.
It's just amazing,
That's right. And John Amos and the Matt Sinclair, all of those people. That was a great movie. Earlier we talked about COVID, and you talk about the cold wave that's coming up, which is no joke now, because now people who haven't been vaccinated is more vulnerable for this coming up this winter. And Dr. Fauci, by the way, said that he's predicting that if people are not vaccinated, and I'm not trying to scare anyone, because people are going to make up their own minds anyway, but he's predicting that there's going to be more hospitalizations, more sickness, and more deaths for people who are not vaccinated. They're working on the people who are not vaccinated. the people who are vaccinated, they're urging, even though it's not mandatory, but it's a wise thing to do, is get the booster shot, which I already did. And so and we're waiting for the green light for for all adults,
Yes.
to get their booster shot. So people are, it's no joke. This is not a joke. This is not a joke.
Yeah, I spoke to somebody today who said that they was exempt from getting the shot because of their condition.
Oh,
And their doctor told the person that, well, if you don't get it, there's a risk that you may get the virus.
yeah,
If you do take it, there's still a risk that you may have it. So I'm going to exempt you. And I listened to that very carefully. I just can't believe a doctor would say that, But I mean, I understand that there's some people cannot take the shot. I get that. I did some research that there's some people that cannot take the shot because it would damage their what is it? I'm trying to say it would damage something that their ailment that they already have.
yeah,
And
exactly.
so I get that, but the person I spoke to was so relieved and so happy because they never really wanted to take it anyway.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and then the person was dead on about, nah, I'm not going to get it, but my family got it.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
Well, okay. I guess we'll see you back here tomorrow. We're off, as you already know. We're off next week,
yes, we are. Yes.
and but you'll be here tomorrow, and then after that, we could all enjoy our Thanksgiving holiday.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be
Okay,
ready for some turkey.
I
Yes.
know you will. Okay, have a good one.
All right. Speak to you later.
Talk to you later. That was Brian Camp, ladies and gentlemen, with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. He comes to you every week around this time, and of course, he talks about good sports. I forgot to mention. I forgot to mention that if you're watching Fox TV, the game is underway right now. I forgot to mention that to Brian. New England Patriots playing the Atlanta Falcons. It's on Fox. So right after this show, you can go to Fox and watch it. Stay right there. Don't you go anywhere. Stay right here first and watch the rest of the game. Anyway, just in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan. Thank you so much for being along with us. And of course, if you're just joining us for the first time, we are on 3 different places at the same time. No matter where you go, you'll find us. We're worldwide. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, and we're on Instagram too. And so you can check us out there each week. We're right there for you. And again, thank you so much for being along with us. We talked about Thanksgiving, right? Yeah, we talked about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is coming up, as you already know, and a lot of people are getting set for that. As I said, that's next week, and Thanksgiving is coming up, as you already know, and a lot of people are getting set for that. As I said, that's next week, and people are getting ready to do their shopping. You already know that the holidays right now are not going to be as easy this year because of the fact, we have the pandemic going on and things start to change, financial situations start to change. And of course, now with the inflation going on, things are, people want to shop for Christmas. I think the time to do the Christmas shopping is right now before you get too deep because, prices are going up and people are preparing for that. So, if you have any gift givings, if you want to do that, a lot of people do that. They want to give gifts. The time is to do it right now, because a lot of people go online and they're searching for something and it's out of stock. So they're urging you, if you want to do any kind of Christmas shopping, now is the time to do it while the prices are not up there, because as things go along, the prices are going to go up. The closer we get to Christmas, the prices are going up, and we're going to get to Christmas, quicker than you think. As soon as this Thanksgiving holiday is over, as soon as it's over, you're going to hear Christmas music, all of that. They're preparing for Christmas. Everything is going to be happening. And so, ladies and gentlemen, do that. If you're an advocate of the holidays, where a lot of people are, make sure you follow that. But again, things are being prepared. They're getting set for the the parade, the Thanksgiving Day parade, Thursday. They're getting set for that. That's all in the works right now. Last year, a lot of people, they shut down Times Square because of the coronavirus, but they're going to open it up fully. They're going to open it up for Times Square to watch the ball drop. Now, here's a catch on that. They are saying this is where you're going to go there. There's going to be a lot of people there. All right. You're going to have to either be vaccinated or show proof. You have to show your vaccination card, or you have to show proof of being tested. That's the only way you're going to get it. That's the catch. That's the catch. If you like to go to Times Square for New Year's Eve to watch the ball drop, that's the catch. You have to do one or two things. Either you're vaccinated, you have to show that they're gonna look at you. They're gonna ask you for it. And I don't think there's no ifs, ands, or but about that. They're going to make sure that, if you're going to come through the lines and congregate with other people, you're going to have to show your proof of vaccination, or you're going to have to show a proof of the test, of the COVID test. Okay, I don't know if anyone told you that or if you know that or not. They're doing that here in New York. I don't know about other places, but here in New York, that's what they're doing. So please act accordingly. Okay, on this day in history, 1928, Walt Disney's Steamboat Willie released his first Mickey Mouse sound cartoon. On this day in history in 1930, the musical Smiles with Bob Hope and Fred Astaire premieres in New York City. On this day in history in 1932, the 5th Academy Awards goes to Frederick March and Wallace Beery. That's Beery. That's Beery, beer. Nice drinking beer. And it's first ever tied for Best Actor in Grand Hotel, and Helen Hayes won instead. On this day in history, 1956, Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev says the phrase, "We'll bury you." Remember that? Those of you who are old enough to remember, he said that phrase, "We'll bury you," to a Western ambassador at a reception in Poland and the Polish embassy in Moscow. On this day in history, 1959, Ben-Hur, directed by William Wyler, and it starred Charlton Heston. That premiered in New York City, and of course, it made the Academy Award Best Picture of 1960. In 1961, John F. Kennedy sends 18,000 military advisors to Soviet Vietnam. On this day in history, 1963, Bell Telephone introduced the touch-tone phone to customers in Pennsylvania. In 1964, J. Edgar Hoover describes Martin Luther King as the most notorious liar. In 1975, the Black Panther leader, Eldridge Cleaver, returns to New York, or he returns to the United States, I should say. In 1975, Rufus, featuring Chaka Khan, fourth studio album by Chaka Khan and Rufus was released, and it made Billboard's Album of the Year in 1976. In 1978, in Jonestown, Guyana, 918 members of the People's Temple were murdered or committed suicide under the leadership of cult leader Jim Jones. In 1979, Ayatollah Khomeini charges U.S. ambassador and embassy with espionage. On this day in history, in 1980, Heaven's Gate. That's a film by Michael Cimino, and that starred Chris Christopherson and Christopher Walken. That premiered on the biggest box office bomb ever. That's what it says here. In 1985, Paul McCartney released Spies Like Us. On this day in history, in 1992, Malcolm X, the film directed by Spike Lee, starring Denzel Washington and Angela Bassett, is released in the United States. In 1994, Star Trek Generations, film director David Carson and starring Patrick Stewart premieres. In 1997, FBI says no evidence of foul play in the 1996 TWA 800 crash. 800 people on that plane. In 1997, the group Metallica, that's the heavy metal group Metallica, released the album Reload. In 2002, Up, that's the name of the album. It was the fourth studio Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court rules The state's ban on same-sex marriage is unconstitutional. In 2007, the 34th American Music Award went to Fergie, Justin Timberlake, and Carrie Underwood. In 2012, the 39th American Music Awards went to Katy Perry and Justin Bieber. And Johnny Mercer, songwriter, was born on this day, November 18th, year 1909. He was born in Savannah, Georgia. He died at the age of 66. He died at the age of 66, June 26, 1976, from brain cancer. In 1935, Purvis Staple. Purvis Staple was the brother of the Staple Singers, of the girls of the Staple Singers. Well, he was originally a Staple singer himself. Purvis was born on this day, 1935, from the Staple Singers, born in Dew, Mississippi, and he passed away this year, as a matter of fact, 2021. In 1936, jazz trumpeter Don Cherry was born in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and he passed away in 1995. On this day, actress Brenda Vacrio, great actress, I like her. Born on this day in 1939 in Brooklyn, New York. She's 42 in Hartford, Connecticut. She's 79 today. Doesn't look a day over 19. She keeps herself in good shape. 1942, actress Susan Sullivan from that sitcom Dharma and Gray, and of course Falcon Crest 2, was born in New York City. She's 79 today. And let's see, 1959, jazz drummer Cindy Blackman was born on this day in Yellow Springs, Ohio. She's 62 today. Great drummer she is too. Okay, actor Owen Wilson was born on this day in 1968. His birthplace was in Dallas, Texas. He's 52 today. Happy birthday. 1948, KFC founder Colonel Sanders weds his longtime employee Claudia Price. In 1952, rock around the clock and rock and roll pioneer Bill Haley weds his second wife, Barbara Kupchak. Kupchak, I should say. I almost said cupcake, but Kupchak. Okay, 1962, singer Barry White weds his childhood sweetheart, Betty Smith. In the year 2000, actress Catherine Zeta-Jones weds actor, producer Michael Douglas at the Plaza Hotel in New York City. In 2006, actor Tom Cruise weds his wife, actress Katie Holmes, in Italy. In 2018, actress and singer Mandy Moore weds singer and songwriter Taylor Goldman in Los Angeles, California. And that's this day in history. If you know anything that's happening in the history, if I didn't mention it and you happen to know it, let me know. Bring it out here. We'll be glad to hear. One of the things that we like to do is hear from you too. So thank you guys so much for being along. I want to say hello to all of you who are watching tonight or this morning or whatever your time zone. All of you guys out there watching us on Facebook, all of you guys there watching us on YouTube. And of course, I can't forget my friends right there on Instagram as well. The name of the show is called Talk Back Live. My name is Frank Allan, and we are here for another 16 minutes now, and we're here each week. And if you're just joining us for the very first time, don't make it your last time. Make it an every week habit. Make it your weekly habit to be with us. We're nice people here. We love to talk to you. And anytime you want to talk to us, that's great. Now, if there's something that maybe you don't want to talk tonight, you just want to sit out there idle, but if you have any suggestions, comments, anything about the show, or you just want to say hi, you can get in touch with me personally. I have a telephone number and an email address. And of course, those of you who are watching us on Facebook, it's in the information area. You see it there. And all of you guys on YouTube, it's in the chat area. And for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, I'm going to give you my phone number. It's right there. Number is 641-715-3900, extension 467134. That's 641-715-3900, extension 467134. Or I have an email address, which is Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod, ALLAN, Frank Allan Prod, PROD. That stands for production, Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. So anytime you want to get in touch with me, use one of those sources. And of course, we'll be glad to hear from you. We're always glad to hear from you. We're always glad to have you along with us. Now, those of you who are watching us on Facebook, tag your friends right now. Let them know that we're on the air and bring them along. We got, another 14 minutes or so, coming up 14 minutes. And before that's over, we would like to get the part of the show in, and maybe they'll become regulars just like you. All right. Those of you who are watching us on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right. You can do that, and you can do that right now. And when you do that, you'll never miss a show, because every time we come on the air live, or if we post a video or whatever, you'll be notified immediately. And this way you won't miss. Now, you guys watching us on Instagram, just follow us on Instagram. Simple as that. Never miss it. And we thank you so much for being out there with us. It's always a pleasure. Really, always a pleasure. Now, I have those movies. Love to talk to you about those movies. You know those movies, right? Those great classic movies. Now, here's the thing. I usually do everything from Turner Classic Movies, right? This week, I only had one pick from Turner Classic Movies, but there's another channel too that play classic movies, not as much as Turner Classic Movies, because that's the king of classic movies, Turner Classics. And let me tell you about it. First of all, The Tender Trap with Frank Sinatra and Debbie Reynolds. That's coming on this weekend. As a matter of fact, it's coming on Sunday. You can check that out Sunday, this coming Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's The Tender Trap, back in 1955. It's kind of a great comedy. And again, that's with Frank Sinatra and Debbie Reynolds. That's coming on too. Now, here's this next one. Here's another movie here, but it's not on Turner Classic Movies. It's on a channel called Movies, just plain Movies. And you'll have to look that up. It's a network. It's movies. Everybody can get it. If you have cable, you can get it. It's called Movies. Here's a movie called No Way Out. Love this movie. Back in 1950, this was done with Richard Whitmore and Sidney Poitier. This is one of Sidney Poitier's real early movies when he was just a little girl. I'm sorry, a little guy, Sidney Poitier. And Sidney played a doctor, and then the racial tension get in, and Richard Whitmore didn't want anybody to operate on his brother because he was a man of color. Back in those days, that's how they did. But it's a good movie. I'm not going to give the whole show away, but you can catch that Sunday at 10 p.m. So when you turn the channel after The Tender Trap, just go to Movies. It's a Movies channel. It's not what you call the real movie channel. We have a Movies channel, but this one is just called Movies. And you'll have to look it up in your guide, because everybody has a different channel. You live in a different city, a different country, you have a different channel, and you can check it out there. But it's called No Way Out, 1950, a great movie. I think you'll like it. You'll really like it. That's one of the movies, that's a rare movie that they don't play much. But it was one of Sidney Poitier's, I think, in his early stage of acting when he was just breaking in, 1950. And that's called No Way Out. And again, that's Sunday at 10 p.m. Now, if you don't like any of these movies, and I couldn't see why you wouldn't, because they're all classics. They're all classic movies, all right? And all you have to do is go to, if you have cable, you can go to that place called Turner Classic Movies, TCM, right? They have an icon for there. You can go there on demand. These are on demand. You go there and you can look up and see other movies that they have on Turner Classic Movies. You might see something that I didn't mention, but not that I don't like them. It's that these were my picks. You might find others that are out there. Brian usually comes up with something later on. Let me see if he's going to do anything tonight. He usually comes up with something, and he did. Oh, well, I'm going to mention that. Brian, in just a few minutes. because I'm going to get back to the Thanksgiving thing anyway. Uh, so please go there and look at all of those movies. Now, also, you can go on Movie on Demand. You can also go on Movie on Demand. On Movie on Demand, you can go there and they have a chock full of great movies. Movies that you forgot about, movies that you haven't seen in a long time. All you have to go down and it's a long list of them. And of course, if you're spending your weekend at home, if you have like cold weather like we probably get this summer here in New York, if you want to stay home or if you get back from church, and then you could always go to the guide and look up Movie on Demand and look down the list of all of those movies and say, oh, I like that. I think I'm going to watch that. You can do that anytime you want. And they have a lot of great movies. So it's Movie on Demand right there. And of course, again, let me repeat the movies that are coming up this weekend. Okay, again, it's The Tender Trap with Frank Sinatra and Debbie Reynolds. And again, that's Sunday at 8 p.m. And after that, you can turn the channel over to movies and check out the 1950 movie called No Way Out with Richard Widmark and Sidney Poitier. That's Sunday at 10 p.m. and it's right there on movies. And that's my pick of the week. And I hope that you'll enjoy it. Now, again, we talked about Thanksgiving. Now, there's a lot of tradition on Thanksgiving. There's a lot of traditions on Thanksgiving. And let me tell you, Thanksgiving, it's football. It's football all day Thanksgiving. And there are great movies early, and Brian mentioned one of them because Thanksgiving, and it says he likes this, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you like this. The old Laurel and Hardy classic March of the Wooden Soldiers. That's coming up on the 25th. That's coming up on Thanksgiving Day. Check your time, your local time for that to find out when it comes on. But here in New York, I know it comes on WPIX TV here in New York. And they will show the black and white version of it and the color version, the black and white and color version. They do have the black and white and color version. And it's coming on the same day, so don't miss it. That's Thanksgiving Day. Again, Thanksgiving Day, the March of the Wooden Soldiers. I'm pretty sure they'll show Miracle on 34th Street with Natalie Wood. I'm pretty sure they'll show that. These are classic Christmas movies and a whole lot of things. I'm pretty sure if you go to the movie channel, you could pick up the Christmas on Miracle on 34th Street. I'm pretty sure. Who knows? Maybe the March of the Wooden Soldiers is there. And Brian said he will be streaming on cable. Pluto. He has Pluto. He has all of these channels, Pluto and Tubi. And so he could watch our New York stations where he is. I know that I witnessed that. He can do that. And so there's so many things you can do because everybody has Fire Sticks now. I mean, there's not a place you can't go in the world to watch whatever you want. There's a chock full of great movies and classic stuff that you could watch. It's right there. So there you go. You have all of those, and that's all on Thanksgiving Day. Now, a lot of people, what they're going to do, they're going to go to the parade, right? While mom or the wife or even the husband, because now we cook as well, they're home basting the turkey and getting ready for family to come by. They'll wake up in the morning and watch March of the Wooden Soldiers, goes to the parade, come back, and then it's football. It's football all day. And you'll have to check the schedule of who's playing. I think Brian will mention that tomorrow on. I would hope he does. Hope he will. He will mention that tomorrow on the coffee hour with who's playing on the on Thanksgiving Day. So there you go. You have so much to go for. You have so much to go for. Here's another little item too. Since we're talking about movies, and I love classic. There's nothing like the classic. There's nothing like the originals. Nothing like the originals. And I gotta tell you, I like West Side Story. Brian, you like West Side Story. All of you guys who watch me already know, you've been here long enough to know that I'm not a fan of remake movies or cover records. I'm not a good fan of that, It depends. Sometimes someone will get away with a good movie, a good cover record, or a good remake of a movie. I might like it, but as a rule, I don't like it. West Side Story back in 1960, I believe, 1960. The original cast and had Natalie Wood there, along with a lot of other people. Um, of course, you watch that. Everybody knows that. Do you know that they're doing a remake of West Side Story? They're doing a remake of West Side Story. And that remake of West Side Story is going to be released December 10th. Did you know that, Brian? A remake. So they're going to do the whole thing, and it's going to be in the movies. So for the generation who didn't have the opportunity to see the West Side Story, the original one, now you have your own. Uh, I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it. I mean, I can, but I don't think I'm going to go out because I'm not a fan of this. It may turn out to be great. I don't know. It may. I don't know. It may turn out to be great. But my whole thing is that just leave it alone. Once you do it, leave it alone. Done. And it's over, and nobody cares anymore because the original is here. They had remake Psycho. They did Psycho. They remade Psycho. And they didn't show that along. Anne Heche was in it. And they did everything that the original Psycho had, frame by frame, angle by angle, look exactly the same. I threw it out the window. Brian said he'll be there opening day. So, in other words, you're going to watch West Side Story, not the original one. This new one is coming out. Let me know how it goes because I'm not going to go out of my way. And West Side Story, the original West Side Story, the only thing that you saw was a knife. Because back in those days, they didn't do a lot of shooting and cutting up people and all of that stuff. It was this. They called it, and they depicted in the movie, skin on skin, getting close. That's how they did it back in those days. So all they had was a knife. That's all I saw. That's the only deadly weapon I saw in that movie. In this new movie, they have a gun. So times really changed. Everything is upgraded. You don't need a knife anymore, so you can use a gun. But I like the old days when, fist on fist. Hit a guy, and that's the end of it. Because back in those days, when you got into a fight, no one really held a grudge. You got whipped, and you got whipped, and then the next day, you guys are friends again. That's how believe it or not, that's how it was back in those days. Today, you get into a fight, man, I'm coming back. I'm going to pay this guy a debt that I owe. It's all coming up. So Brian is going to be watching the brand new West Side Story. Let me know how it turns out, and let me know how you like it. It might be a good movie. It may be a good movie. You never know. And those of you who plan to do that again, it's coming out December in New York. In New York, it's coming out December 10th. So it's all set and ready to go. So we'll see what happened with that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for me. But I will be back here tomorrow. I'll be back here tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. on the coffee hour. Brian Camp, who you heard earlier on the show, will be here with the latest developments in today's world of sports and sports update on his first part of the 2020 feature, 20 after the hour. DJ Pete, 20 to the hour, with entertainment news and reciting all of those birthdays of people of notoriety. And we'll all be here bright and early, so I hope that you will be here too. Other than that, we're not going to be here next week, but we'll be here the following week, next Thursday. When we come back, that will be December 2nd. And we'll look forward to seeing you then. Other than that, you guys take care of yourself. Have a wonderful morning.